Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, I promise you, man, this man said, I lost all the money, right? I said, you what? He was, I lost it all. I said, what you mean you lost it all? He said, man, I lost $50 3 times. Do the math. He said, I bought all the sandwiches for $100. I balled out doing this, then I went gamble, then I did this, and I lost, Weezy. I just lost $200 almost, Weezy. I was like, man, you was a stupid. I see you lost everything cash, even the Black and Miles and Newports. He was like, I lost it all, Weezy. Why didn't you come to me about the blacks, man? I said, what is wrong with you, Cash, man? I see you wilding, huh? He was like, look, I ain't got time for a lecture right now, man. Look, you already know what I'm capable of, man. Right now, the only thing on my mind is going back and getting my money back, man, from these guys down there, man. That's the only thing on my mind right now, Weezy. I was like, man, you wild for this joint, man. I was like, man, what you want me to do? I said, man, come on, man. Like, you ain't guaranteed to win, man. I said, you can't keep coming taking my last cash. Come on, man. You trying to keep taking my stuff just so you can keep gambling? He was like, Weezy, man, come on, Weezy, you the only one I'm gonna ask. He said, all those dudes was waiting for me to lose. They was waiting for me. I said, man, you was an idiot, man. I was like, man, you know what, man? I said, man, here, man. I went over the corner, I grabbed some. I only had 5 packs. The packs that he gave me, the stuff he gave me. I said, man, here, man. I threw him 3 packs. He was like, packs go for $10 over there. He was like, he tried to look and see what else I had. He was like, thanks, bro. Hey, look. Thanks, man. Hey, Weezy, man, thanks, man. I was like, man, get out my cell, man. I see you wildin'. You let them dudes take all that money back, man. He was like, it happens, Weezy, man. Look, I'm either win big or I'm gonna lose big. Like, or either way, man, I'm gonna have the power on my face because I'm gonna play to the end. That's just how I play. Like, I gamble, Weezy. I told you that. I'm a gambler, man. Like, poker is my life. That's what I do. I was like, poker your life, huh? I was like, all right, that's what's up. You good, though. You know what I mean? He went down the steps. I'm still getting the food together. I'm like, it's like real stuff just starting to come to me. Like, yo, bro, like, he think he just gonna keep trying to borrow from you, ain't never paying you back. Like, he ain't gonna keep winning off what I give him. It's impossible, man. That's not how gambling works, man. You're gonna win and you're gonna lose. You gotta know how to withstand a win, though. Basically, like, you gotta know how to like come from under a win. You have to, man, because if you you gotta know how to handle a win. You gotta know what to do when you got the bread, because if you don't, you're gonna be looking stupid. Now, I'm not gonna beat this man bank. Like, he don't ask nobody in the park. I'm not gonna beat this man bank, man. But all I know is, man, he better make sure this little bread I gave him, this little $30 I gave him, man, he better make sure that $30 take him to the promised land game, y'all. So, boom. I ain't joking, man. So I went on the top 10. I watched like an eagle. I don't know how to play poker at the time, but I know who's winning and who's losing. I can tell by the chips of the dudes that they got in their hand. So I'm just looking right over top of him slightly. Pause. And I'm like, and my homeboy walked up. He was, hey, look, I thought you was gonna help me make the meal, man. What happened, man? You just came down there and threw your stuff down and dipped out, went back up to the top tier. I said, man, look. I said, you ain't gonna believe this, John. He was like, what? I said, man, say word. Say he lost all that money that he just beat them dudes out of the other day. He was like, what? All them cigarettes? He was like, what? All them blows and stuff? I said, man, yes. He lost everything. He was like, man, he a degenerate gambler, man. Like, you a degenerate gambler, you do stuff like that. You'll lose your whole house and home. Don't care. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. I'm like, man, for real, he think he gonna keep trying to borrow bread for me. Like, he was like, man, I ain't got nothing for him. I already know that. He was like, and he can't get none of his meal. Yeah, he ain't put in on his meal. He ain't getting none of his meal, Weezy. I'm like, man, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So dudes is kind of like Dudes ain't playing around. You know what I mean? And I ain't playing around either. He wildin'. Like, he better make sure he go to the promised land behind this. So I lose track of him again. You know what I mean? He had chips, he didn't have chips, and he had chips, he didn't have chips. And then I lose track of him. You know what I mean? So I say a little bit of time went on. So I'm looking around. You know what I mean? I'm walking around. I look. I just see him sitting at the table kind of like in front of the poker game. The poker game back here. He's sitting at front of the table. He's looking at the TV. He just looking so pitiful. His beard looking all rough. And he just like, he got the dumb look. He like, so that's how I know he lost. I'm walking. I'm like, I ain't gonna mess with him now. I'm like, he lost. Though. He lost the 3 packs I gave him. You know what I mean? He's sitting at the table. He like, I walk around again. I come back. I sit at the jump sign. I'm like, what's up, man? I see you lost. He was like, yeah, I lost, man. I said, man, look, man. I said, that's crazy, man. I said, man, look, it ain't your time right now. I said, that's why you're supposed to milk that money, man. I said, you're supposed to lose little $20, $30. You know, who cares what they say? Ain't nobody gonna put their hands on you, huh? Like, yeah, I know, man, but like, for real though, man, like, it's crazy though, man, because like, man, if I ain't playing poker, Weezy, man, like, I just kind of feel lifeless, man. I feel like I ain't got no life. I feel like I ain't got no purpose, Weezy. Like, if I ain't playing poker, I don't even feel like I'm supposed to belong on the earth. But he said that, I was like, man, you need counseling, man. He started laughing. I was like, no, it ain't funny, man. I said, it ain't funny, Cash. I said, you just said you don't even think you belong on the earth if you're not playing poker. I said, man, listen, man, you're not going to always be able to gamble, man. I said, you better accept that in your life, man. You're going to have a long, bad life. I'm letting you know now, man. He was like, Weezy, look, man, you don't understand, man. Right now, look, I don't need no lectures. I'm trying to think about how I'm going to get some money to go play in the game. If I can't play today, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to play tomorrow. I got to figure out what I'm going to do to get back in this game, Weezy, man. Because, like, if I ain't playing poker, like, well, I might as well just check in the hole, Weezy. Like, I don't belong on the earth no more, Weezy. I said, man, I ain't do that, man. But I was like, man, you idiot, man. I was like, man, stop talking stupid, man. You a jerk. So, boom. I felt like smacking his head off though, man. Like smacking him back in his senses because I'm telling you, this man that looked so pitiful that he couldn't play poker. So he waited to almost so that we came back out for that last for the last wreck. And he came to me finally. And I know he was just sitting there with just burning him up being by that poker table when he couldn't watch him, when he couldn't play and do that. And he finally was like, hey, Weezy, look, check this out. I was like, what's up? He was like, look, I'm gonna get the money back to you, man. I already owe you 30. He was like, look, I'm gonna get it back to you, man. Look. Let me hold another 50. I owe you 80. I was like, bro, listen, all I got is black and miles left. And I'm not giving you those. I said, because you're not in a guarantee to give my money back. So like, I can't, it's the risk is not going to match. I say, we don't go to the store to this. I need these joints. I said, you know, I smoke these joints, so I can't, you know what I mean? I can't let those fly like that, huh? I can't do it, man. He was like, so you just going to leave me? You going to leave me out back like this? You ain't going to just try to even like think about what I'm doing, Weezy, man. Like, come on, Weezy, man. Like, just save me. I said, man, I can't. I said, I can't. I ain't got no more, huh? I ain't got no more. I ain't got nothing else for you, man. I ain't got no more. And I ain't got nothing else for you, man. What you want me to do? I said, if poker's your life, you need to learn how to budget your bread better, man. That way you can play poker every day. I said, other than that, I'm not a bank, bro. I said, I'm not a bank, Unc. I can't do it. He was like, plan B then. Plan B. I was like, plan B? I said, what's plan B? He was like, you ain't helping me, right? I was like, nah. He was like, what you worrying about what plan B is? And he walked off on me, y'all. So boom. I'm looking at him like, I don't care if you walk off, man. Like, you know what I mean? He dipped. He went to his cell. They call lockdown. You know what I mean? He locked down. Going to cell. I ain't paying that no mind, man. All I know is, man, like for real, he gonna have a long beard on the things that he be doing, man. He just do things that just be out of line. Like I didn't agree with him losing all that bread back, man. You know what I mean? The Richmond dudes and they're happy that they got him, they joking. You can hear them joking sometimes. Like, yeah, he can't come over here no more. Yeah, Weezy ain't got no more loans for him. Yeah, and it was making me mad because like if I had it, I would give it to him because he can get lucky. But I just knew like for him losing all of that, like he's on Buzzard Street. Like Buzzard, like he's the buzzard. Y'all know the buzzard that be flying? He's on Buzzard Street right now, man. So I didn't want to give him nothing. I didn't have nothing really to give this man. You know what I mean? So we get up the next morning. Now it's his turn to run the game. So he running the game. So he get up early. You see him. Now, everybody already know he couldn't get back in the game the night before. But at the end of the day, like sometimes people will back you. And dudes don't be knowing, like, just say, I'm gonna back this, bro. I'll back you, bro. You run the game, I'll back you. But still, as a person that's running a poker game, you must provide some type of proof inside the bag that you're going to bring to the game, which everybody's going to bring and put items into the bag to get chips from you. You must show the other players that you have some type of money. You know what I mean? So dudes want to see a bag with some money in it. They'll worry about everything else later, even if it becomes beating you down for the money that they'll probably want if they win. So like, at the end of the day, as long as they see something visible, that's some bread in the bag, dudes gonna come play. So I knew that whole morning after breakfast, man, I could tell that Cash was really like, he was really trying to put it together so he can get some packs. And he was hollering at everybody. I seen him talking to a dude in the kitchen. I seen him moving around. I seen him talking to the parlay man over in 4A in the building next to us. Man, this man was moving around, man. By the time, man, because they don't really play early mornings all the time on a weekday. They'll start off after count, like after the 10:30 count. That's when they'll crank up. So when that's after the 10:30 count came, man, I promise you, man, this man had some stuff in the bag. This man had like some food. He had a bunch of food. Then I seen like a pack or two. Like it looked like somebody commissary order. That's what it looked like. You know what I mean? So he go down there and run the game. So dudes see all the stuff he brought to the game. So dudes like, oh, he got some bread. So dudes come down there and play. So everybody down there playing, everybody playing. So he got the game going. Now, I told y'all when you running a poker game, you don't supposed to lose as the house man. Dudes that's been locked up, they know what I'm talking about. Like when you run the game, you're happy because you're gonna win majority of the stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can beat the whole table for real if you're smart. But like at the end of the day, you're not supposed to lose. So y'all already know that Cash is gonna be on some chasing stuff. He's gonna chase because he's feeling like he's trying to beat the table now. So he's playing every hand like he's a regular player and he's not getting none of his cut. Now, every time everybody plays, let's say it's an $80 pot. The house man can cut $8 from that pot. He's cutting $1 off of every 10. You know what I mean? So that's what a house man do in poker. So after every hand, like the house man can look at a hand and fold. He can fold 3 times in a row and cut probably $20 on some big pots if it be big pots. So you got to be smart, man. I'm just breaking down how it is for a house man. You know what I mean? So Cash ain't doing that. When I went over there and looked, I don't even know how to play like that yet, but I look, Cash playing every hand. He's in every hand. He's winning, he's losing, he's winning, he's losing. But a lot of chips is being taken away from him gambling in every hand. He's not betting his cut chips. Man, I promise you, man, that man winning, losing. I don't know what he was doing, but I saw it didn't really look good for him at the time. So now they come out again. After lunch, all that, they playing again. Everybody playing. It's going back and forth. By the time the game was over and it got to the end of the game, man, I promise you, man, it was like the Richmond dude and it was the Norfolk dude. And it was another dude at the table. They was all at the table. And you seeing all of them, they was just kind of waiting. And I looked and I seen Sale 21 was open. Sale 21 was open, which is Cash sale. And as I'm standing over there, I'm kind of watching him, even though he's going through all of this. And even though I know he's a real loser type of gambler, degenerate gambler, I'm still watching him on the strength of my man. I have to. I'm still watching him. So he don't know I'm watching him, but I'm standing over there kind of like close to the other side of the sink. I'm by like the mirror. It's like a mirror in the block. And I'm like where they cut hair at. So I'm like by the mirror, but his cell right there. So I'm kind of just, you know what I mean? Just being just slightly nosy. The poker table's not too far. I hear the dudes that's standing at the poker table. They like, yeah, look, he better have all that money too. Dude, like, well, how much you win? He was like, dude was like, I'm up. The other dude was like, yeah, he owe me 70. Then the other dude was like, yeah, I'm up 30. So I'm like, man, 30 and 70 and 40. I was like, that's a ball 40. So I'm like, if he lost and they didn't lose, he got to come out his item. So this is what I'm saying. So I'm watching his door dark. So after you heard stuff in the cell, all you heard is his roommate like, man, you lost my stuff. You lost my stuff, Cash. He said, you told me you was going to win, man. His son was like an older dude, man. He started crying and everything. So I'm like, I hear it. I'm like, Cash was like, man, look, Cash way shorter than him. Everything. Cash was like, calm down, man. Calm down. I'm going to pay your money back. He was like, man, Cash, you better get my money back, man. Cash was like, man. So when the dudes on the poker table hear that, they walked up. They was like, everybody walked to his cells. And I see that, I get a little closer. But it ain't my business. But I'm watching this freaking idiot. So I'm like, I got a good view to the joint. They like right there. So I'm watching the joint. And you hear the dudes with poker game like, hey, look, man, come on, give me my money, man. I ain't waiting no more, man. Come on, man. Give me I gave you the chips. I give my money, man. I want the money I put in and I want my money, man. Come on, man. Cash was like, man, all right, got it. So he was about to step out. As he get ready to step out, man, all you see was his seller was like, man, give me my stuff, man. His seller tried to grab the bag. The dude from Richmond was like, man, you ain't grabbing this bag, shawty. What's wrong with you? This ain't your money, shawty. Dude was like, man, that's my concern. He told me he was gonna take it over there and flip it. Dude from Richmond was like, yeah, he flipped it, all right, shawty. Yeah, he flipped your dumb ass. I was like, oh. Oh, like, he was right. He was right, though, man. Like, you thought it won't no risk of him saying he gonna flip your bread? I did the same thing, and I lost. Like, what do you think, bro? Like, it's a chance that he might not flip your bread. So he was like, man, he lost it all. He lost everything. Dude was like, man, I don't know, man. We about to count it up now. So Cash was like, man, all right, look, everybody calm down. We about to get the money right now. He was like, look. He was like, look, you calm down. I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you back. Calm down. He got the stuff out. He was like, 30. He gave dude $30. Dude was like, ah, dude took 30. He was like, he looked back, he seen me looking from afar. I was looking from afar like this. I was looking at him. Freaking idiot if he could read my brain. He like, 40. Dude was like, give me a bag. Dude got a bag. Damn, this stuff is selling, standing in the back of the cell like, looking stupid. Like, he don't want to buck on those dudes. He like, Cash like, hey, look, man. This 50, man. Can I owe you 20? I'm gonna get it, man. I promise you. I'm gonna get it tonight. Can I owe you 20, man? I owe you 20, man. Look, it's food. Can I give you? I'm gonna give it to you tonight. It was the dude from Norfolk. Dude from Norfolk was like, oh, nah. I need my bread. He was like, nah, I need my $20. I need my $20, and I ain't gonna ask you no more. I need my $20. So I'm like, dang, like, I felt bad. Like, I was like, yo, this is crazy right here. But like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even have $20 to help him out with. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even have the dub to help this man out with, man. I'm like, yo, man, like, no, I was feeling bad. I'm just watching him go through this whole junk. He literally and all these dudes, and like, I don't like when little dudes get beat up like in front of me that I know and rock with like that. Like, I don't know, it was just something bothering me. So I'm like, man, it's crazy. So I see the dude from I'm like, yo, man, me holler at you, man. He was like, what's up? I said, man, look, man, for me, man. I was like, look. He was like, nah, Weezy, don't even do it. No, sir, man. He was like, man, listen, man. This man come over there and play poker against us, man, and beat us, man. And he lost. He was like, he gotta have that bread. When I lost that time, and I told you to ask him, can he kill $30? Remember what that man told me, right? I was like, yeah, man. He was like, Weezy, look, I ain't got nothing for him. I want my money tonight. I ain't playing with him. I want my money tonight, Weezy. You better tell him. I don't be joking. I'm like, man, listen, I already know you don't be joking, bro. I was like, but I'm saying though, like, you gonna pound Unc out, man? He was like, man, listen, I want my money tonight, Weezy. I want my money tonight, nigga. I want my money tonight. So as we talking and we hear that, all you hear is, remember, pray, I was like, look, I look, the door shut though. I go to 21, I look. Cash Sally dragging him. Boom. He ragdolling him. Cash trying to fight back. He like, catching hits all over the place. Damn, that jump run. I'm like, man, tell her over 21. Tell her over 21, man. Tell her over 21. Dude's like, all right. Dude's trying to get the door. I say, me, I don't know what me and the dude from Norfolk went in there, grab him like, I was like, man, get off him, man. What you doing, man? Dude was like, no, Weezy. I said, man, listen, you gave him your stuff, right? He was like, he lied to me, Weezy. I said, what he lied to you about, man? Dude was like, calm down, because he got to pay me my money, man. You're not finna make him check in. He gonna pay me my money, man. Cash was on the side like this. He was by the door. He was happy that I saved him. He was like, his shirt was like this. He was like, I'm gonna pay you, man. I said, look, man. I said, bro, you gave him your stuff. When you loan somebody some stuff, bro, I said, if they gamble, I said, they can lose, bro. I said, come on, man. He was like, he lied. He told me he was gonna flip it, man. I should have not did it. Once he told me you ain't give it to him, why the hell I give him my shit? I said, exactly. I said, so who wrong? I said, come on, man. He too big, he too fucking small for you to be beating up like this, man. He was like, man, fuck that shit, Weezy. He gotta go. He gotta get out my fucking cell, man. I don't want him in my motherfucking cell one more night. I'm like, man, look, man, hold on, calm down. I was like, man, look, relax, man. I was like, where you gonna go? You gonna make him check in? I said, he owe other people. He was like, he said, this motherfucker got the Monday and he getting the fuck out my cell, y'all. So boom. I was good with those terms right there, man. Monday was Thursday. I was like, that's all right, man. Everybody know Monday, the unit manager never really be there Friday for real, unless there's something going on. Then he definitely ain't gonna be there on the weekend. You gotta wait till Monday. So I'm like, I'm like, bro, I can agree with that, bro. I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. I was like, don't beat his ass no more, man. He was like, man, look, nah, Weezy, man. You don't understand, man. Dude from Norfolk was like, yo, look, what's up? You gonna have my shit tonight? You gonna have my shit tonight? This is like he's still trying to catch his breath from this shit. You know what I mean? He wanna let poker be his fucking life so much. This is the stuff you go through when you love poker this much. When you love poker this much, this is the stuff you go through, man. You know what I mean? Dude from Norfolk was like, what's up? You gonna have my shit tonight? You gonna have my shit tonight, right? He was doing some old shake the head shit. He was like, what that mean? What that mean? You gonna have my shit tonight, right? Right? He was like, right? Boom! He punched that nigga in his chest. He was like, The nigga went over where I was at. He was like, that punch was so goddamn hard in his chest. He was like, poof. That nigga walked kind of behind me. That nigga was like, I'm gonna give it to you tonight. I got you tonight, nephew. I got you tonight. I'm like, I can't really get into that joint, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, he was crazy, man. So we dipped out, y'all. So boom, I get back in the cell. Everybody get away with what they supposed to get away with. And nobody went to the hole. Like I told y'all in the previous stories, 3D is a sweet pod. That joint be like, they don't really bother us in that joint, man. They let us do what we do. So nothing happened with that, man. So for real, like he owed that bread, man. He had to pay what he owed. Like you got to pay what you owe, man. You can't be in there. You know what I mean? We call it ass betting. Pause. Like you can't be in there ass betting, man. Ass betting to get you hurt in penitentiary, man. Never come to penitentiary and bet nothing you don't have, man, because you could be on a predator. You could be on a Terminator. You could be on a maniac, man. Either way, you're going to owe somebody scary, and you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't bet what you don't got, man. I'm telling you, man. So this man was so anxious to win, he was betting what he didn't have. And that's what happens when you bet when you don't have, man. He even bet his roommate stuff. Like, how crazy is that? He bet his roommate stuff, man. So next day come around, you know what I mean? He paid bro. You know what I mean? He paid bro. I don't know where he get the money from. I don't know where he got this bread from. Like, I don't know how he came up with it. All I know is he didn't get pounded out that night. You know what I mean? Next day come, they back to playing poker again. Now, the whole time, bro can't go play. Bro ain't got no bread. He can't go play. You know what I mean? He just sitting there looking stupid. He just got like the dumb look. He got the dumb look on his face that he can't go to the poker table. Even after all this drama that just happened, you would think that somebody would be like, man, I learned my lesson about gambling, man. I ain't going to gamble no more after all that I just went through. No, this man walking around, biting his nails. This man looking like he's super thirsty, anxious to play poker. You know why? Because poker was his damn life. That's all he cared about. He told me this. Bro, if I ain't playing poker, bro, I might as well be in the morgue. He said some old dumbass shit like that. Either way, it didn't make sense to me, man, to see this man still sitting at the table like he fucking lost his basketball. This man sitting at the table watching the poker game from afar. He's sitting at the other table, a table across from him. He got his foot on the little other bench. He like, and he just watching the game. He like, every now and then he'll get up and get on his tiptoes like, back up, sit back down. Everybody chill, you know what I mean? Lady says, stand by for outside rec. Stand by for outside rec. Stand by for outside rec. I'm like, man, shh. I might go outside, man. You know what I mean? I might, you know what I mean? Might go outside. I was like, I might go out and step out there. It feel like it's all right. I'm going to step out and see what's going on. But if it's lame, I'm going to shoot back in the building like I will always do a lot. So I go downstairs. They let us out. I walk down the steps. I get down there. We walk out in the yard. I look, we got the yard 2 junk right there. I'm like, I see you out there. I see a couple people from 4 building out there already. We came out before 4 building. I was thinking 4 building was going to already be out there. So I'm like, I'm looking. I was like, yo, I'm about to shoot back in, man. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm about to go back in, man. I was like, man, I see y'all niggas. Y'all come back in, bro. He was like, all right, that's what's up. So I walked back to the building, went up the steps, went back to the pod. When the lady let me in and come back in the pod, I walk in the pod. When I walk in the pod, I look. The poker player still was there. You know what I mean? But when I looked up, I seen bro coming from like cell 11. Like looked like he was coming from back by the bathroom or somewhere. You know what I mean? But it looked like he was coming back from like cell 11, cell 12. You know what I mean? Which is in the back corner by the window. And I seen Cash. He was coming from that direction. And when he seen me, he kind of did like a little move that it didn't look suspicious. But now that I rewind the take back game, it did look suspicious because he was coming from, I'm coming in the pod. He's coming in from that area back by the toilet by cell 12 and 11. And he seen me, he was like, And he did like an L turn, like I scared him, and he had to find a new route. He was like, and I'm like, I walk back in the pod, I see him, I'm like, same niggas playing poker, then he walked. He went and stood by himself for a minute. Then he walked back by the door. Then the door opened up, then you seen people coming back, and he walked out. Then he came back from, he dipped out. He left out. Then he stayed for a second. Then probably like 5 minutes later, he come back upstairs. So when he come back upstairs, he walked, I promise you, this man walked in, that man was like, he had the proudest walk in America. That man was like, hey, give me 4 packs of blows. He went in his pants. He was like, look. He put the 4 packs on the table, dude, like, grabbed the pack, put him in the bag. He was like, all right. He counted them out $40 game, y'all, so boom. I looked up, bro, Cash was like this. Cash was back, Cash was like, Paducah. Yeah, hey, look, hey, he jive with winning. I walked up, he like, hey, yeah, he all happy again. He done got beat up a couple days ago. He like, hey, Weezy. Yeah, I caught a Will Paducah on him. Yeah, Will Paducah. I'm looking at him like, man, you look like a Paducah in the damn face. What the hell is you talking about, man? Tell me you caught a Will Paducah. I don't even know how to play poker at the moment. But why are you telling me this anyway? I don't care. You got buzzer luck, man. Nothing is gonna go right for you, man. So I'm just looking at him like he's stupid with all this shit. Like, this shit ain't funny. You looking like you having a good time. I just saved you from getting your brains pounded out the other day for you fucking a nigga money up. So I hope what you about to do with this bread, you gonna pay bro back first thing, his money. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. I didn't say this to him. This is what I'm saying to myself. So he like, yeah, Weezy, I hit a Will Paducah. Yeah, look, I'm about to get back on the Weezy. Watch this though. So they in the joke gambling, you know what I mean? So I go hop on the phone. I go do a lot of other activities besides watching his buzzard ass on the poker table. So I just went on and just did me. I looked up probably an hour later, Rec is coming back in. So I look, see our door open, Rec coming back in, everybody coming back in. Niggas come back in, niggas moving around. Dudes about to get their shower stuff, all type of shit going on. Next thing you know, you heard a goddamn little short dude from the beach, little short old head dude. He probably was like 40. He was older than us, but he was from the beach. He was probably about the same size as Cash, probably an inch taller, you know what I mean? When he come out of cell, he was like, man, he slept in cell 11, just like I told y'all. He was like, I hear him telling somebody, man, somebody went in my motherfucking cell, man. Somebody went in my motherfucking cell, man. Dudes was like, what? Somebody went in your cell? He was like, yeah, somebody went in my cell, stole my shit. Niggas like, what he steal? Niggas like, man, he stole my blows, man. Niggas like, he stole your blows? How many blows he steal? Niggas like, man, he stole 4 pots. So when he say that, niggas at the poker table was like, I'm like, I heard it too. I'm like, I know this nigga dead, man. I'm like, I'm telling myself, I know my man, uncle, go in this man's cell and do a B&E, man, and steal the damn cigarettes. Man, I know he didn't do that. Because if he did that, I can't protect him. Protection is over with, y'all. Y'all be wanting to protect people. If this shit turned out to be true, which it is true, the protection game is over, y'all. So boom. The hell I look like the bodyguard? This nigga ain't Whitney Houston, pause. I'm done. I'm letting you know now, man, because if he stole, I'm done. I know he stole, though, because it makes sense. He did that shit when niggas went to wreck. He was that desperate to play fucking poker that he went in somebody's cell and stole the fucking shit, man. Now, the dude he went and stole from, man, he's a dude that be running a parlay for the white dude in 4A. Now, he used to have cigarettes, all type of shit on his table all the time. Like, you can just walk by his cell. Like, if you go into the showers are right there. Cell 11 is right there. Like, if you right here by the shower, you can look right into the damn man's cell. So he probably seen all the cigarettes and stuff that's on the man's table. You know what I mean? So he run the parlay for the dude, so he keep up with his shit. So he said a nigga stole his shit. He knew a nigga stole his shit. So everybody at the poker table looking crazy. I'm looking crazy. And I know for a fact Cash is looking crazy. But you know what? He's not. Cash is keeping his fucking composure. And he's at the poker table like, yeah, hey, look, man. Run Paducah back, man. Yeah. Yeah. He the only one trying to act like all loud and shit. So nigga like, everybody trying to figure it out. Niggas like, then that's how dudes get to talking. Niggas get to talking. Niggas like, next thing you know, you seen dude walking up to the poker table. Dude kind of bow-legged nigga. That nigga walk up. You like, hey, look, I don't mean to break up y'all game. I ain't got no problem with nobody at this table. He was one of them dudes that talk calm, but you can see the fire in his eyeballs. He had fire in his eyeballs. He was like, look, I ain't got no problem with nobody at this table. I promise you. But I'm asking y'all because y'all been here And this can happen now. I done seen this happen. Y'all been in the pod. So as much as dudes don't be liking to snitch or stay out of stuff, I'm letting you know now we got a thief in the pod. Somebody stole 4 packs of cigarettes. Did anybody bring 4 packs of cigarettes? Or did y'all see somebody coming out my cell? The dude from Richmond was like, 4 packs of cigarettes, Shaw. He was looking at Cash like, come on, deal the cards, man. He like, man, hold the deck, man. Hey, look, man, fuck that shit, man. Call me what you want. Hey, Cash, where the fuck you get them 4 packs of cigarettes from? Dude was like, Cash. He was like, Cash was on the other side of the table from the maniac dude whose shit got stolen. Cash was like, man, I went downstairs and got it from my homeboy. He was like, man, yo, who the fuck is your homeboy then? I want to know who the fuck your homeboy is again to you, because you just ain't had no fucking money the other day, and you got 4 fucking packs and 4 packs stolen. Cash was like, man, look, man, my homeboy gave it to me, man. Hey, Weezy, did you see me go down? I was like, hey, Weezy. I'm like, yo, man, like, I don't tolerate predators, I don't tolerate snitches, and I don't tolerate thieves. And that's just how it is, man. I was like, yo, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit, Unc, man. I was like, you wildin', Unc. I was like, you wildin', Unc. He was looking at me like, he gave me the Denzel off Training Day look. He looked like he wanted to say, you bitch-made motherfuckers. He ain't say that, though. That nigga was like, I was like, man, I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Dude was like, yo, look, let me see them packs he brought. Dude was like, yeah, they right here. He grabbed a bag. He was like, man, look, man, these my packs, man. He was like, these. I'm like, how the hell he know those his packs? But I knew dude stole his shit. I knew Cash stole his shit. He was like, hey, yo, these my packs, man. Cash was like, man, come on, man. No, they ain't, man. He was like, ain't nobody give you those fucking packs, man. Fuck around with you, man. You gonna go on my cell and steal, bitch? Bah! He took off on Cash. Cash was like, psh. Come on, man. Cash tried to square up with him, but that shit hurt. I know that shit hurt. Dude was like, you a bitch too, nigga. You a bitch. Nigga was like, fuck that shit, nigga. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. I'm standing there. I'm like, the other dude from Norfolk looking at me like, nigga, you better not fucking move. Fuck him. I'm like, dude for goddamn, dude on his ass, dude for the beach, like, nigga, fuck that. Come on, Cash was like, Cash tried to back up like he was protecting himself. Cash was like, man, that nigga jumping on Cash ass. Boom, 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 boom. Man, that nigga hit Cash with like a 5-piece. Cash was trying to fight back, man. He was ragdolling Cash's ass. Boom! Lady in the booth seen when he slammed the nigga. She was like, y'all stop! Y'all stop that shit right there! Boom! She started hitting that shit. She ain't hitting nobody. Niggas ducking, diving over here. I'm over here. This lady hitting all over the fucking place. She hitting that ass. Boom! Boom! Niggas like, police running this bitch. Niggas was like, damn, man. They come in this bitch, man. They grab goddamn Cash, dumbass. Cash on the ground like, now fuck that shit. Those packs of cigarettes, mine. When y'all pack my shit up, grab those cigarettes. They're like, man, shut the fuck up. They got him handcuffed. They got the dude from the beach. He handcuffed. He like, he a motherfucking lie. Those my cigarettes. Those my cigarettes. Cash was like, no, they not. They was like, ain't nobody fucking cigarettes. Take both of their ass to the hole. They took their dumb ass to the beam, man. Them niggas was gone, man. I was like, that shit was crazy, man. I ain't even gonna lie. That shit was crazy as a bitch. I seen Unc one more time. Because Unc was back there in the hole, wigging out, flooding, throwing shit. He was doing all the above back there. I was hearing the word. Man, I promise you, man, I go back there one time, seen that nigga. That nigga seen me. He was like, I made sure I didn't get close by his chuckle though. You know what I mean? I was like, man, calm your ass down, man. I'm gonna send you a couple of cigarettes, man. He was like, that's Weezy? I said, yeah. He was like, fuck you, Weezy. I don't want shit from you, bitch. Fuck you. I was like, oh, it's like that? He was like, yeah. He came up off the chuckle. He was in the window. He was like, yeah, it's like that. He spit on the window. He's like, fuck you, nigga. That's what I think of you. And I'm going to tell my nephew you a bitch. I was like, man, for real, man, fuck you and your nephew if he believe that shit. Fuck wrong with you. I said, yeah, motherfucker. I said, man, deal with that shit in the next camp, nigga. Trying to borrow money and get your ass whooped, man. Try to take your show on the road with that, bitch. He was like, fuck you. So we curse each other out back and forth. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing, man. I let him have that shit, man. I went back to population game. I ain't had time for that, man. Probably like a month later, nigga was like, they transferred that nigga across the street game. So I don't know if he had enough time to play poker over there with that fucking 2 hours rec a day. You know what I mean? I don't know if he had enough time to be the gambler king over there, man. So he was out of there, man. I ended up seeing bro again, though. The nigga from the beach that beat his ass, he got out the hole, man. But it was the end of him, man. Like, poker was his life. He did anything to play poker. He let gambling consume him, take over his fucking soul like it does to a lot of people out here on the street. You gotta fight this stuff, man, because if you don't, you're gonna find yourself in bad places like goddamn Unc did, man. For real, Cash just did a lot of unnecessary shit, and that's what type of stuff happens when you do that. I told y'all that, man. So that was a crazy situation, but that's the end of the damn story. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all know the count. Stay y'all ass out the way for you can live a good life out here with your family. Period, man. But y'all already know the count, man. This is a bonus banger. So what I need y'all to do is like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get this. Let's get it. Let's go. But y'all be safe, man. And stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes.